Just checking, making sure we're actually live, and we are. So hello, happy Wednesday. Hope you're doing well tonight. Ready for a little yoga. So we'll give it a minute or two. We'll have a couple more people join us, and then we'll get started. If you've already got your mat set up, you can come to a comfortable seated position, either with your legs bent or extended out in front of you, whatever is most comfortable. And in whatever position, you can really roll the shoulders back, stack them over the hips, and find a nice tall posture. All right, we're going to ease into it, and we're going to let go of all thoughts, plans, and outside ideas, just bringing our awareness to the body. So I'd like you to close your eyes, take a deep breath in through the nose, and a full breath out through the mouth. Let your whole body relax. Continue breathing deeply in and out through the nose, noticing how your body feels tonight. If your mind is wandering already, that's okay. Just bring your focus, your awareness back to your breath, back to the sensations of your body. Excellent. Let's interlace our fingers, flip the palms up towards the sky, and lengthen the arms and torso. Breathing deeply, you can tilt the chin and look up towards your hands. And then continue reaching upwards and lean to the left. Find a little bit more length through the right side of the torso. And then gently come through center and reach over to the right. Good. Come back through center, release the hands, bring them behind the back, interlacing them again. This time, as we inhale, think about lifting the crown, face, and chest up towards the sky, reaching the thumbs away from the back of the body. So we have a nice lifted chest, stretching the muscles along the front, engaging the muscles of the upper back. Good. Let's release the hands and just bring them forward, drop them to the mat, either in front of your legs, or maybe if your legs are extended on either side of the thigh. Just begin to gently walk the hands out. Relax the chest down towards the legs, let the forehead hang, and breathe. Good. Let's release. And we're going to come onto our hands and knees. So swing the legs around, bring the palms under the shoulders, walk the knees, centering them under the hips. And let's move with our breath. Exhale, arch the back, draw the chin towards the chest. Inhale, round the spine, look upwards. So nice fluid movement. Continue to breathe deeply. Let's do one more. And then come to a neutral spine. We're going to draw the abdominals inwards towards the back of the body so we can maintain balance and build strength. We're going to inhale our right arm and left leg out in line with the torso. As we exhale, bend the knee and elbow, use the abs, round the back, and tuck the chin. So inhale, lengthen, and exhale. Draw the body towards itself. So keep pulling the abdominals in to help maintain balance. If you're really wobbly tonight, you can always lower the right hand, or you can just slide the left foot along the mat behind you. You don't necessarily need to lift it up. Good. On your next inhale, let's hold the arm and leg nice and long. Keep reaching through the fingertips and heels and lift a little bit higher, really turning on the muscles along the back side of the body. Our gaze is down, slightly ahead of our left fingers. And release, hand and knee down to the mat, back under the shoulder and the hip. Let's draw the abs back in and switch sides. So inhale, left arm, right leg, nice and long. Exhale, knee and elbow together, arching the back, tuck the chin. Keep moving with your own breath. It's okay if we're at different paces. And on the next inhale, hold it, keep breathing, keep drawing the abs in, and lift a little bit higher. Good, let's take one more breath. And release, hand and knee down to the mat. Sit back on your heels. Walk the fingertips out in front of you. Find that length down the back of the spine. Walk your hands over towards the right corner of your room. Sit back into the left hip. Feel the stretch down the left side of the rib cage. And walk your hands through center and then over towards the left corner. Shift the weight back into the right hip. Good. Let's come through center. Lift the hips up. Bring them over the knees. And now walk the hands out again, moving into puppy pose. So we're lowering the front of the chest, the forehead down towards the mat, feeling this stretch under the arms, along the side of the rib cage. Gentle stretch through the back of the body. Hold it and breathe. Good. Let's release. Walk the hands back in. Spread the fingers wide. We're going to lift into downward facing dog. Curl the toes, lift the knees off the mat, reach down through the heels as you lift the tailbone. Keep the head and neck relaxed. Maybe you want to look left and right, reminding the head, neck, and jaw to relax. Pedal your heels. Feel that length through the back of the leg, specifically the hamstrings, calves, Achilles. And now tiptoe the feet forward, tuck the chin towards your chest. Let's come into a forward fold. First one of the evening. So if you're a little stiff, if you're not quite as deep as you normally are in your forward folds, that's okay. There's plenty of time. We'll do this one again. Take a deep breath. Let your body relax a little bit deeper towards the thighs. If you're looking for more intensity already, you can bring your hands around to the backs of the legs, pull the chest in closer, lengthen through the crown of the head, reach it down towards your toes. Good. Let's release the hands and just round up, stacking the back. Coming into mountain pose with the shoulders back and away from the ears, the chin lifted off the chest, looking straight ahead. Let's move with our breath. Inhale and exhale. Bring the palms together at the center of your chest. Inhale, lift the arms up, gently arching back. Exhale, forward fold. Hinge at the hips. Bring the fingertips down to the mat. Inhale, right leg back, knee down, foot flat, look up, hips down and forward. Curl the right toes and exhale, left leg back to plank. Inhale. Exhale, lower, knees, chest and forehead, or chaturanga. Inhale, slide forward, press to the palms, lift the chest, look upwards. Exhale, curl the toes, lift the hips up and back, downward dog. Inhale, right leg forward, left knee down, foot flat. And exhale, left leg forward, feet together, look at your knees. Inhale, arms up, gently arch back. Exhale, release, arms by the sides. Inhale. Exhale, palms together. Inhale, arms up. And exhale, forward fold, fingertips down to the mat. Inhale, left leg back, knee down, foot flat, look up. Curl the toes, exhaling, right leg back to plank. Inhale. Exhale, lower, knees, chest, and forehead. Inhale, slide forward, lift the chest, look up. And exhale, curl the toes, hips up and back, downward dog. Inhale, left foot forward, right knee down, foot flat. And exhale, right leg forward, feet together, look at your knees. Inhale, arms up, gently arch back. Exhale, release. Inhale. Exhale, palms together. Inhale, arms up, arch back. Exhale, forward fold, fingertips down to the mat. Inhale, right leg back, knee down, foot flat, look up. Curl the toes, exhaling, left leg back to plank. Inhale. Exhale, lower. Inhale, slide forward, lift the chest. And exhale, downward dog. Inhale, right leg forward, left knee down, foot flat. And exhale, left leg forward, feet together, look at your knees. Inhale, arms up, gently arch back. And exhale, release. Inhale. Exhale, palms together. Inhale, arms up. And exhale, forward fold. Inhale, left leg back, knee down, foot flat, look up. Curl the toes, exhaling, right leg back to plank. Inhale. Exhale, lower. Inhale, slide forward, lift the chest. Exhale, downward dog. Inhale, left foot forward, right knee down, foot flat. And exhale, right leg forward, feet together, look at your knees. Inhale, arms up, gently arch back. Exhale, release, arms by the side, shoulders back and away from the ears. Take a full breath. Find a point to focus on. We're going to work a little bit on our balance. So we're just going to work on tree pose tonight, a nice basic balance posture, but a great one to practice, one that you can do subtly in other places as well. People don't necessarily know that you're in tree pose when you're standing online at the store or brushing your teeth, but that's what I like to sneak in some balance practice. So let's root down through the left foot, spread the toes nice and wide. The important thing here is that we focus our eyes on something that's not moving. And we're going to peel the right foot off of the mat, planting it on top of the left foot, skipping over the ankle and bringing it to the inner calf, or skipping over the knee and bringing it to the left inner thigh. So remember, no sideways pressure on the ankle or knee joint, above and below any joint. So once we have the right foot in position, we're pressing deeply into that left foot, lifting up a little bit taller, and your hands can stay on your hips, can come to your heart, or can come all the way up. Your choice. But let's breathe deeply here. Good. So all edges of the foot should be rooting down into the mat. Excellent. Let's release our arms and then the right foot back down to the mat. So that's one of the most basic, most traditional hatha yoga postures we have, but it's an important one to practice. I know there's a lot more exciting looking balance postures, but this is really a great one to build strength through the legs and all those supporting muscles of the foot and ankle. So let's switch sides. Right foot now on the mat. Spread the toes as wide as you can to increase our base of support. Lift the eyes up, focusing on the point that's not moving. And when you're ready, lift the left foot and place it along the right leg. It can be a different spot. We're starting fresh on this side. Don't forget to breathe. Once the left foot is in position, I'd like you to think about lifting or growing taller, straightening out the right leg a little bit so the hip remains stacked over the heel. Your hands can be in the same position as the previous side, or you can try something new, but they shouldn't distract you from your balance posture. Good, let's release. Excellent. Left foot back to the mat. Good. Shake it out. Roll the shoulders back and breathe. Okay, so rotate to face the top of your mat. If you're not already there, we're going to move into pyramid pose. So let's take our right foot and step forward about a stride. Feet are parallel to one another, toes towards the top of the mat. Let's start with our hands on our hips. Inhale, lift the chest, elongate the spine. As we exhale, hinge forward. So keep a nice straight line down the back of the body. Feel that length in the right hamstring, maybe even into the right calf. And when you feel that stretch, just hold it right there, all right? So pull the chin in slightly. We want a nice flat back. That includes the upper neck. We should be looking downwards. And I'd like you to bring your awareness to the other muscles of the legs and hips. Sometimes we tend to grip the quads to maintain balance or just kind of to protect us from this stretch. So I'd like you to relax, let the kneecaps relax. Maybe you can sink down a little bit further now that we're letting go. Let's take a deep breath in together. As we exhale, round forward. So drape your torso forward over the right thigh. Drop your hands down to the mat or maybe along the right leg, whatever feels the most comfortable. This can be a really intense stretch. So if it's too much today, just kind of walk your hands up the leg until you get that relief. But if you're open for that intense stretch, you can even make it more intense by walking your hands out. Think about creating a nice long line from your tailbone down the back of your body to your fingertips. Excellent. Let's walk our hands back. Place the left hand next to the right foot or on top of the right foot or shin. And we're going to rotate the chest towards the right side of the room, opening up the chest and reaching the right hand up high towards the sky. As you breathe, let your body settle into the posture a little bit more deeply. Let's release. Right hand comes down. Full breath. On your next exhale, press through the feet and come all the way up. Shoulders back. Good job. Let's step the left foot forward, right foot back, opposite side. So check your alignment. Feet are parallel, toes pointing forward, hands on the hips. Inhale, lengthen through the spine. Exhale, hinge forward. Begin to slow down and eventually pause when you feel that stretch through the left hamstring. Check into these other muscles that may be fighting against you from getting a deeper stretch. Pull the chin in slightly. We should be looking downwards. Good. Let's inhale. And exhale, round forward. So drop your hands along the leg or to the mat on either side of the foot. Look towards the left knee. Again, if you'd like to add intensity, you can walk the hands Even further away, create that nice long line from tailbone to wrist. Good. Plant the right hand next to the left arch or along the left leg. Open the chest to the left side. Roll the left shoulder back and reach up through the left fingers. Good. Let's release the left hand down and round up all the way. Shoulders back. Spine nice and tall. Good. Step the feet together. Maybe shake out the legs. Roll the shoulders back. Good. And now step your feet wide, about mat width apart. Again, this will vary a little bit for each one of us, but that's a good rule of thumb for the beginning. We're going to keep the full foot planted for the beginning of this moving posture. So we're moving in and out of some wide leg squats. Our toes are turned out about 45 degrees, but again, this you may need to change depending on your hip and inner thigh flexibility. So let's bring the hands to prayer position. We'll move with our breath. Inhale, bending the knees, sinking down into our squat. Glance down. We want our knees pointing towards the middle toe and ideally having them stacked over the ankles. So you may be able to walk your feet a little bit wider. As we exhale, press through the soles of the feet and come on up. Moving slowly. So match your movement to your breath. So inhale, sink down. One more time, check your alignment. Exhale, lift. So throughout these squats, our upper body is staying nice and tall. Our shoulders are back and stacked over the hips. We're not leaning forward. All right, we're staying nice and vertical. Good. So this is one that if you've done frequently, sometimes we have, the muscle memory. Our feet always step to the same spot and we don't move them, even though our fitness and our flexibility has changed. So feel free to check in. That's just true with all of our postures. Sometimes we get a little stagnant and always go to the same spot, but it's good to keep evolving, keep pushing the body in a gentle, healthy way. Good. On your next inhale, let's stay low. Continue breathing deeply. Our upper body stays in place. So if you and I were talking to each other and I couldn't see your lower body, I wouldn't know that it's going to start moving. All right. So I'd like you to peel the right heel off of the mat and gently lower it down. Switch sides. Left heel up. Again, upper body is nice and steady. Lower the heel. Right side again. Be careful that our knees are not collapsing inwards. They should still be pointing towards the middle of the foot. And left heel. And lower. And now let's do both heels together. Try and keep the body steady. And down. Again. Inhale, heels up. Exhale, down. One more. Inhale, up. Exhale down, press through the heels, come all the way up. Excellent job. Your legs should feel nice and toasty and a little bit more loose through the inner thighs. Excellent job. So let's come towards the back of our mat now. Feet under the hips. As promised in our warm-up, we're going to do another forward fold. So let's inhale, arms up towards the sky, biceps next to the ears. Find a long line, so as tall as possible. And as you exhale, hinge at the hips. Keep the biceps next to the ears. Reach the crown of the head down towards your toes. And when you can't fold forward any further, let the body relax. Pull your chin towards your chest just a little bit and look towards the knees. So take a moment checking in here. This may already feel different than the one we did early on in our practice. Already warmed up the legs quite a bit, done some stretching of the hamstrings, the lower back and calves in our pyramid pose. So let's bring the hands around to the back of the legs, either the calves or ankles. And now again, think about the crown of your head and reach it down for your toes. So imagine you're going to slide your chest down the fronts of your legs. Maybe you can slide your hands down a little bit further as well. Keep breathing deeply. Good. Let's slide the hands up the shins, lift the crown of the head, flattening the back. Find length from head to tailbone, looking straight down towards the floor. Take a full breath in. And exhale again. Slide the hands down the leg, bring them around to the back of the calves or ankles. Lengthen the spine, reach the crown of the head down, look back towards your knees. Maybe you can get a little bit deeper now. Good. Let's release. Bend the knees. Bring the hands to the mat. Lift the heels. Sink your hips down to meet them. Take a couple of breaths. Sometimes after that forward fold, we feel a little bit, you feel that blood rush out of your head. So just find your balance here. Slowly, taking a couple breaths. Easing your hands off of the mat little by little. Rolling the shoulders back. Maybe you can inch your fingertips back towards your hips a little bit further. That'll help you sit up tall before coming completely free of the mat. And then when you're ready, lift up one hand at a time. Maybe it's just an inch off the mat. Maybe it's to your lap or extended out in front of you. Whatever position of the arms feels the most balanced is what you should take. Focus the eyes as well. One point that's not moving. We're building strength here through the feet and ankles. Really important this time of year. Many of us are wearing flip-flops with absolutely no support in the feet, in the shoes. So our muscles are working a little bit harder than they do the rest of the year to kind of take up the slack. Okay, so we want to keep them in shape as well. Good. Let's bring our hands down to the mat. Lower the knees, keep the toes tucked, sit back on the heels, stretch the soles of the feet. If it's ever too intense, lean forward, but just breathe here deeply. And hands to the mat, flatten the tops of the feet to the floor, sit back on your heels, and roll the shoulders back. Just as we did in our warm-up, let's bring our hands behind the back of the body, interlace the fingers, lift the face, neck, and chest upwards as you reach your thumbs away from the tailbone. Good, let's release. Shoulders back. All right, let's walk our hands forward. We're going to come into a plank, but set up your feet so they're at least your own foot length apart. Okay, so don't keep the feet together, but rather walk them a little bit wider. It will give you a little bit more support, a little bit more help in this challenging posture. So draw the abdominals in towards the spine, but just because we're drawing the abs in doesn't mean that also lifts our hips up. All right, there should be a straight line running from your shoulder blades all the way down to your heels. We're pulling in the abs as if we're cinching a belt at our waist. Let's move this into a side plank. We're going to drop our heels down towards the left side, press into the left hand, lift the right arm up. Keep the abs pulled in. You'll feel this a little bit deeper in the left side, the obliques. Squeeze the shoulder blades together. Feel free to take a variation with the lower body. You can stack the right foot on top of the left, or you can even float the right foot up towards the sky. Let's come back through center. Back to our plank, heels up. Breathing deeply, looking ahead of our fingertips. And now let's switch to the right. Heels down to the right, press into the right hand, lift the left arm up, squeeze the shoulder blades. Good. Let's release. Come back to plank. And I'd like you to lower your knees down to the mat. So this will take a little of the pressure off the plank. So flatten the top of the left foot, and I'd like you to slide the right knee out to the side. So imagine we're doing our tree pose like we did at the beginning of class, bringing the right foot either to the left calf or to the left inner thigh. From here, we're going to walk our forearms down to the mat, lowering our hips down towards the mat as well, aiming for an inner thigh stretch on the right leg. If this is too intense on the lower back, you can bring your chest down deeper and make a pillow for your head by stacking your hands. Good, let's release. Slide the hands back in under the shoulders, press the hips up and back, keep the left knee on the mat, and we're going to switch sides. So bring the right leg back, knee on the ground. Drop the hips down as we bend the left leg and slide the left foot up along the left inner thigh or along the right inner thigh or the right calf. And then lower the torso down towards the floor. So again, we want to drop the left hip down towards the mat to get that stretch through the inner thigh. Good, let's release. Slide the hands back under the shoulders. Press the hips up and back. Bring the left leg back on the mat. And sit all the way back for child's pose. Let's lift the head up, look at the space between the hands, and come into downward facing dog. Rotate the creases of the elbows towards the top of your mat. Reach down through your heels and keep breathing deeply. On your next inhale, let's take a big step forward with the right foot. Come into a low lunge, drop the hips down and forward, and reach back through the left heel. Good. Let's gently lower the left knee, flatten the top of the foot to the mat, and we're going to walk our hands up the right leg, bringing them to the right thigh, rolling the shoulders back and stacking them over the hips. Keep your hips down and forward to really feel this stretch through the left hip flexor and left quad. Good. Let's lower our hands down to the mat on either side of the right leg. Shift the hips back, straightening out the right leg. Lift the toes. Keep the spine tall and hinge forward over the thigh. Feel the stretch through the right calf and hamstring. Good. Let's walk the hands forward, lower the right foot back down to the mat, come back into our low lunge. Take a nice deep breath. And from our low lunge, we're going to lift into a high lunge. So if that's not in the cards for you today, that's okay. You can keep the back leg exactly where it is, or you can adjust the back leg to rotate the left heel down to the mat, or the most challenging would be the left ball of the foot on the mat only. Okay, so set up the back leg as you're up for tonight. We'll take a deep breath in. And as we exhale, we'll press into the right foot. So regardless of the placement of the back leg, we're all pressing deeply into the right foot to turn on the right quad, keep us nice and steady as we roll our shoulders back and stack them over the hips. So as we lift the torso, we're not actually lifting up through the legs, but we're keeping them down and forward. Find a point to focus on, bring the hands to the heart, and breathe. See if you can relax and sink the hips down a little bit deeper. Excellent. Let's release, fold forward, hands down to the mat. Gently lower the left knee if it's not already there. And again, we're going to exhale, shift the hips back, lift the right toes, and fold forward over the right thigh. Good. Let's release, walk the hands forward, lowering the right foot, sinking back into our low lunge. And let's step back again to downward dog. Lift the left knee, step the right leg back, pedal your heels. And then settle into downward dog, breathing deeply. On your next inhale, let's take a big step forward with the left foot. Low lunge, opposite side. So hips are down and forward. Left knee is stacked over the ankle. Maybe you can wiggle the right foot back a little bit further to intensify this stretch through the inner thigh, through the right hip flexor as we breathe. Good. Let's gently lower the right knee down, flatten the top of the foot to the mat, and begin to walk your hands up the left shin until you reach the top of the thigh. Roll the shoulders back and breathe, sinking the hips down and forward. So as we mentioned in pyramid pose, sometimes our body actually fights against these stretches. So notice if there's any muscles that are still gripping. Maybe you're squeezing the glutes. Maybe you're kind of shifting the hips back just kind of out of habit in that lift. But I'd like you to relax into it. Let those muscles relax. See if you can sink down a little bit deeper. Good. Let's exhale, hinge forward, hands down to the mat for support. Take a full breath. And as you exhale, shift the hips back, straighten out the left leg, lift the toes, extend the spine, reaching through the crown of the head, and hinge forward over the left leg. Good. Let's release. Walk the hands forward. Come back into our low lunge. Take a nice deep breath. And again, we're going to lift into high lunge. So you can keep the back leg just where it is, or rotate the right heel to the mat, or just the right ball of the foot on the mat. So the smaller the base of support, the more challenging this posture is. So you can take something different than you tried on the previous side. Inhale. Exhale, press into the left foot, turn on the quad, help support the body as we roll the shoulders back. Find a point to focus on, bring the hands to heart center. Notice if you can drop down and forward a little bit deeper. Excellent. Hinge forward, hands down to the mat, frame the left foot, lower the right knee, and again, we're going to shift the hips back, straightening out the left leg, lifting the toes, and folding forward. Good. Let's release. Walk the hands forward, coming back into that low lunge. Take a nice deep breath. And let's step back again to downward dog. On your next inhale, let's reach the right leg up towards the sky.
Bend the knee about 90 degrees, and I'd like you to open the torso towards the right side of your room. So we're kind of spiraling the back of the body. We're going to look under the left arm for our right heel. So you should feel a stretch through the abdominals, and we're not letting the knee collapse. We want to lift high through that right knee. Good. Now pull the right knee in towards the chest. So level off the hips, pull the right knee in towards the chest, shift the weight forward, and let's lower the knee between our hands. Relax the left leg back. Inhale, elongate the spine. Exhale, hinge forward directly over the right leg. Make a pillow for your hands. Make a pillow with your hands for your head. Let your head rest on top and breathe deeply. Letting your body relax as much as possible, feeling that stretch through the right side of the outside of the right hip. Good. Let's lift the head, neck, and chest up. Walking the hands back to either side of the right leg. Hold it here, breathing deeply. And then turning on the left glute and hamstring, I'd like you to work on bending the left knee, reaching the heel up towards the sky. Reach back with the left hand, grab a hold of the foot, and gently pull it in towards the back of the body. Feel that stretch through the left quad. If this is too intense, of course, relax the foot back down, or you may just want to practice that lift. Good, let's release. Bring the left hand forward, framing the right knee, and we'll step back to downward dog. Take a deep breath. And now on your next inhale, lift the left leg, bend the knee, rotate the abdomen and hips towards the left wall of the room, and look under the right arm for the left heel. Good. Bring the hips back towards the mat. Pull the left knee in towards the chest. Shift the weight forward. Let's lower the knee between our hands. Relax the right leg back. Inhale, lift the chest. Exhale, fold forward. Breathing deeply here. Lift the head, neck, and chest up. Walk the hands back to either side of the left knee. Turning on the right glute and hamstring, bend the right leg, lifting the heel up towards the sky. Turn back with the right hand, reaching for the foot, and gently pull it in towards the torso. Breathe deeply.
Good. Let's release that foot down. Sit down into the left hip. Keep the left leg where it is. We're going to sweep the right leg around and plant it on the outside of the left thigh. Sit down into the right hip and sit up nice and tall. Bring the right hand behind the tailbone. Inhale, left arm up. And exhale, lower the left arm on the outside of the right thigh, opening the chest and upper back a little bit more towards the right, and then looking over the right shoulder. Good. Let's release, chest forward. Keep the knees bent, but let's slide them apart, bring the soles of the feet together. Moving into Baddha Konasana. So rest your hands on your ankles or feet. Let the outsides of your thighs drop down towards the mat. Inhale, lift the chest, sit up nice and tall. Exhale, lean forward, reaching the center of your chest down towards your feet, keeping a nice long line down the back side of the body. You can use your forearms and elbows to gently press the thighs a little bit deeper towards the mat. Good. Let's release, lift the chest back up. Now we're going to take the right leg that's already bent and we're going to slide the right heel in towards the left hip. So we're centering the right knee in the middle of the torso. Take the left leg, step it across, left hand behind the back as we sit up tall. Inhale, right arm up, rotating to the left, and exhale, lower the right arm on the outside of the left thigh, opening the chest and looking over the left shoulder. Good. Let's release. Bring the chest forward. Slide the left foot over to the left side. The right foot in front of the right hip. And then let's roll back on the mat. Tuck the shoulder blades under. Take a couple nice deep breaths here. And now walk the heels in towards the glutes. We'll move into bridge pose to build strength through the glutes and hamstrings. Arms are reaching down along your sides, letting your fingertips rest on the back of your heels. Tuck the shoulder blades in a little bit more. Inhale. And as you exhale, press evenly through the soles of the feet, lifting the hips up nice and high. So as high as you can. We should really feel this through the backs of the thighs and the glutes. Our knees should be in line with our hips, so they're not splaying outwards, but by pulling them in line with the hips, our inner thigh muscles will also engage, and we'll be building strength there as well. Keep pressing through the feet to keep the hips up nice and high. We don't want them to droop down as we get tired here. We're only holding this for 2 more breaths. Excellent job. On your next exhale, gently come down, 1 vertebrae at a time, and then lowering the tailbone down to the mat. Well done. Hug the knees in towards the chest. If you want, you can rock side to side, massage the back a little bit. And from here, we're going to do some double leg lifts to build strength through the abdominals. So lower the legs down to the mat. If at any point you'd like to switch to alternating single leg lifts, go right ahead. Our arms are coming to our sides. We're just gently tucking the thumbs and maybe half of the hand under the glutes. Shoulder blades tuck under the back of the body as well. Draw the navel in towards your spine before we even begin to lift the legs. Let's inhale, lift the legs up. 2, 3, 4. Exhale, legs down. 2, 3, 4. Inhale up. 2, 3, 4. Exhale down. 2, 3, 4. Inhale up. 2, 3, 4. Exhale down. 2, 3, 4. Inhale up. 2, 3, 4. Exhale down. 2, 3, 4. 2 more. Inhale up. 2, 3, 4. Exhale down. 2, 3, 4. Inhale up. 2, 3, 4. Exhale down. 2, 3, and 4. Heels on the mat. Release the hands. Let the toes roll towards the outside corners of the mat. And just take a couple nice deep breaths, letting the abdominals and the hip flexors really relax. And then from here, whenever you're ready, moving at your own pace, let's lift into shoulder stand. Step 1, tuck in your shirt. Bring the arms down along your sides, walk the heels in towards one another. Use the abdominals we've just warmed up to draw the knees in towards your chest. When you can't pull them in any further, press through the center of the palms to lift the tailbone off of the mat. Bend the elbows and bring the hands to the lower back. Fingertips are facing the spine, thumbs are wrapped around your waist. Walking the hands up the back little by little. And then lift the toes up towards the sky. So if you're new to shoulder stand or just not feeling, not sure if you're up for it tonight, you can always keep the knees tucked in towards your face too. You're still getting a great inversion that way. So we want to practice shoulder stand regularly or inversions regularly, meaning bringing our legs up above our head. Because the blood throughout the day tends to pool in our legs when we sit down and when we're walking. So we're bringing that blood back to our heart, back to our brains, back to our thyroid gland. So all these important organs and glands that are in the upper body need some of that gravity to bring the blood back. And flex your feet a couple times, let your calves and ankles relax. And then gently bring one leg overhead, reach away through the opposite leg as if you're doing the splits. And let's gently switch directions. And then begin to lower the toes down to the mat overhead, coming into plow pose. If your toes touch the mat, you can release your hands, but if your toes are still floating, just keep your hands where they are. Good, let's release. Bring the hands down to the mat, bend the knees in towards the face. Gently slide the legs down the front of the body. Gradually lowering the back and the tailbone. And then the soles of the feet to the mat. Hug the right knee in towards your chest. And then holding on to the upper right shin with the left hand, we're going to pull the right leg across. The left leg is just going to follow along. And then gently come back through center. Lower the right foot down to the floor and we'll switch sides. Hug the left knee in towards your chest. Keep the right hand on the upper left shin and cross the left leg over to the right. Again, the right leg is just going to come along for the ride. Try and keep your left shoulder down and relaxed on the mat. Good. Let's lift the knees back up, lower the left hip back down to the floor. And then release the legs. Bring the legs all the way down to the mat. Walk them about mat width apart. Flip the hands so they're up towards the sky. Tuck the shoulder blades under. Turn your head and look over your right shoulder. Back through center and over to the left. And then let your head relax on its natural center. Close your eyes. Inhale through the nose. Exhale through the mouth. Letting your whole body relax. Let go of any thoughts, plans, or ideas. Instead, bring your awareness to your body and your breath. My toes, feet, and heels are releasing and relaxing. My toes, feet, and heels are released and relaxed. My ankles, calves, and knees are releasing and relaxing. My ankles, calves, and knees are released and relaxed. My thighs, hips, and buttocks are releasing and relaxing. My thighs, hips, and buttocks are released and relaxed. My abdomen and lower back are releasing and relaxing. My abdomen and lower back are released and relaxed. My fingers, hands, and wrists are releasing and relaxing. My fingers, hands, and wrists are released and relaxed. My forearms, elbows, and upper arms are releasing and relaxing. My forearms, elbows, and upper arms are released and relaxed. My chest, back, and shoulders are releasing and relaxing. My chest, back, and shoulders are released and relaxed. My neck, head, and face are releasing and relaxing. My neck, head, and face are released and relaxed. My mind is calm, my breathing is even, and I am completely relaxed.
Om. Bring awareness back to your body. Gently reach your arms up overhead and lengthen the body, awakening it. Reach your arms to the right side and then to the left side. Roll onto your right side and take a couple nice deep breaths. And then placing the left hand in front of your chest, press back up to a seated position. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Om Peace Peace Peace. Namaste. Great job tonight, everyone. Thank you for joining me, taking an hour of yoga. It's good for you. It's a great way to spend your time, for your mind, for your body. So I hope you enjoyed this class. If you did, don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already so you get updates on future live classes and other videos that are released. Stay well, and I'll see you soon. Good night.